Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a video today about the mare Blue Hors Matine. When I first saw this dressage test, I was kind of blown away by it, along with most other people. Yeah, it was spectacular, and the music was there, and you get caught up in the music, and you get caught up with the overall flashiness of something, with the horse, you know, legs up here somewhere, and you know, the showiness of it all, without actually looking at the more technical aspects, or not even technical, maybe biomechanical aspects of it, as in how the horse is actually going and the long-term effects it will have on the horse's body. And even the difference between this and back in the 80s with Dr. Rainer Klimke and all these kind of people, you know, it's so different with the showiness of the trot that kind of blinds people to the other things that are going on. And I was just as blown away as anyone by this test when I first saw it. And then years later, as I've learned more about biomechanics and things like that, you get to see it in a different light. Anyway, I'm going to play the video and we will go from there.
Blue Hors Matine and Andreas Halberstrand. We were told she would show something dramatic. Here we go.
First thing here is the dramatically swishing tail. Every canter stride. Swish, swish, swish.
That's pretty dramatic to start your test off with a double
Swish,
canter
swish,
and
swish,
one time.
swish. The
Check
tail's
how
going like
straight
a
they are.
helicopter.
You almost can just see the two front legs and that's it. Now we're going to have a repeat there. Very, very good pirouette. All
Just stopping it there, because having a look at her, she has such neck flexion that her chin is very close to her chest there. And her back seems reasonably hollow for quite a bit of this.
almost picking that left hind leg up and down on the spot.
But we'll see how it carries on. She's clearly a really sweet mare. If I go back here, I'm going to just turn this music down a bit because it's a little bit loud. If I go back here, this transition is very much, I've got to try and catch the right spot. There, very much head tucked right in. You can see her mouth is like here. He's pulling back quite a lot, and she seems, despite all the flashiness of the front legs, to be quite on her forehand with her back end quite out behind her, and that's not really a great transition at any level. She's very downhill. If you see her backside is up here and she's sort of going down like that, and she looks very much on her forehand. And the transition to trot is not smooth, and it takes her a little while to get established from the canter to the, it's probably going to be a passage actually, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's very confused. The back end, sorry, the back end takes a little while to start coming through. See, we've become like, as an audience, as a bunch of spectators, we've become like people at the Colosseum in the Gladiator times. We just want a good show, and this horse is doing this expressive, beautiful, legs everywhere kind of half pass. But is it fully connected? Is it correct in its frame? Is it doing it in a way that's sustainable long term, with its back lifted rather than back hollow, and all of that? But all we want is that big, expressive kind of trot, and we don't see the rest because it blinds us. We're like the people who want a spectacle at the gladiator fights, you know, at the expense of the gladiators. Well, we want a big spectacle, but it's at the expense of the horse. Anyway.
Great reach there, but he has to keep the positioning and the bend in that half pass.
And this is her forte, isn't it, Richard?
Well, I mean, just look at the height and the freedom in front. But
Height and freedom in front. You see where I've paused it here? Again, she's very much on her forehand. She's very much got all her weight on the shoulders and on the front legs, and the back end is out behind her, and she's very hollow in her back. So, and looking at her mouth, she's not that relaxed in her jaw either. And if she's not relaxed in her jaw, she can't be relaxed in her neck because it blocks everything, and then she can't be relaxed down her spine. So she's actually, you know, that photo, that still shot there is like, looks awful. So anyway, let's carry on.
still with plenty of spring in the hind legs. Surely there's some...
Plenty of spring in the hind legs, and yet the hind quarters are higher than the withers. It needs to be the other way around. And I will show a side by side later that I found because it's brilliant. And it's what PF should be, not this.
Tens coming out for that passage. Mare is just absolutely dancing.
You know, you see, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this looks laboured. It's kind of like, rather than light in front because she sat right back. It's more like me, if I was trying to do push-ups, I'd be like, one-handed push-ups or something, you know. It's, anyway.
Fantastic. Now this has just shot the competition into another gear.
And if you watch her back legs, they are not even in the steps that they're taking. It's like big, slightly smaller, bigger, a bit smaller. And then also the moment of suspension is not true. It's not up and down, up and down. It's more of a double. It's a bring the leg up, then down, bring the leg up, then down with the hind legs. And it should just be boing, 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 like this, rather than down, down. And that shows that she doesn't have the carriage there that's necessary to achieve that kind of moment of the true moment of suspension. Again, in this, when I pause it here, you can see the back end is out behind her, the angle of the hind legs is all wrong, and all the movements in front, and she's high, but she's already bent in with her way her neck is. And so she cannot lift her back to achieve that true extension that comes through from behind and in front. She's all up like this, and so therefore all she's really got is the front leg movement and nothing at the back there. I mean, it's just, and she's very hollow. Again, her back is like, rather than like that. Anyway, what a sweet mare though. See her back end here, as she comes around the corner, is very, very inactive. The tail hasn't stopped either.
Now that's a lovely bend to the right, and look at the flow there. Wow.
This is sensational stuff.
like to zoom in on her mouth actually.
Concert here tonight, and Matine and Andreas are really delivering the goods.
And we still can enjoy it.
Sorry, this recording was borrowed from Dressage Hub, so if there's bits cut out, it's because they've cut them out. And they obviously didn't want to walk. Again, anyway. Here you can see her mouth is not. I wonder if I can zoom in here. If I can zoom in on that. Don't know if I can. Anyway. It's all very downhill still. Yeah, she missed one there, but never mind.
Starting the 1 times off. He may even have a chance to repeat those.
That tail has not stopped the entire test.
Quite frankly, even if he doesn't, who cares? It's just been an absolute privilege to watch this horse.
Again, for the extended trot, she's supposed to lengthen across her back. She's supposed to lift and lengthen everything all across the top, and she hasn't. She stayed in that hollow sort of move, and it's not how it should be. It's a pity, you know. I did watch a guy speaking, and he says, you know, the FEI judges, some of them will mark the test down, but they'll only do it once, because the demand of, I guess, the crowd and the demand of the way the industry is going is for horses to look like this these days, and it doesn't matter that they are going to break down at a young age or have arthritis and problems like this. You know, it doesn't matter, because that's what everybody wants at the moment. And so you can speak out as a judge, apparently, and you'll only do it once, or you won't be a judge anymore. So I find that quite sad, and I feel like we need to at least talk about this, and at least raise awareness, and at least have the discussion, so that more people become aware, and so that maybe one day this kind of stuff will stop. Yeah, there. That little trip that she did there, the little kind of thing. And it looks like it's going to give way at certain points in this. Just looks so laboured. Look at her. She's so on her front legs that it's... But the music hides out. People get into it and they'll be clapping along and loving it. And the fact that, you know, she's in time with the music. No, the music is in time with her. Because what they do, they find the horse's natural tempo and then they change the music to match the horse, not the horse dancing to the music. Here, actually, I have stopped in quite a good moment, because there, if she's in the true passage I think she was doing, she should not have her front foot still on the floor. She either's going to have all 4 feet off the floor, or she's got to have 2 on the floor, because it's a diagonal pair movement, isn't it? And so therefore it should be a 2-beat pace. It should not still be a foot remaining on the floor. And her mouth is very tense, and her neck is very tense, and she's very much pulled in, and all of her weight is on that leg, and she can't lift it up at the same time as the hind legs, because she's got too much weight on it. Like if she was sat back, the front end would be light. The fact that she has all of her weight on the one front leg, while her back legs are in the air, shows where the weight actually is, and that's in the wrong place. Yeah. It's just so laboured, and I got her mouth. She's not relaxed at all. And yet she's doing everything she absolutely can to please this guy, you know. It's, again, laboured. It's not light and pretty, it's very laboured. But because she's got all the knee movement, it kind of hides it. Back end.
Well, like me, I don't think they've seen anything like it. It's absolutely unbelievable. And only 9 years old. Absolutely marvellous, marvellous cure.
And basically what happens is she bursts onto the scene at this young age, and then like a year later she slipped off a trailer at the World Cup finals in Las Vegas and injured herself. And so she never ever returned to the competition ring. And then after that, she was given a retirement as a broodmare, and then they had planned on inseminating her, and then she had an accident in the field. So it says, a passerby had noticed there was something wrong with the grey mare in the field and notified a staff member. And there was no doubt about it, the Matine had broken her left front leg at the knee, so she had to be put down. Now the question begs the question, if she had been trained in a sustainable way, in a way that doesn't cause joint problems and tendon and ligament problems with the hyperflexion and the other issues that causes, like it can cause kissing spine, and it's causing all sorts of leg problems, and it causes the core on the inside to change, and all of this host of things that come from training in such a sort of roll cur, kind of hyperflexed, kind of hollow backed kind of way, leads to all these other problems. And who's to say that she wasn't weakened, structurally speaking, so that, you know, these accidents took their toll on her? Like maybe if she had been trained in a more classical way, or more slowly, or more sustainably, she might not have even broken like that. So anyway, I am sad to say that I was really wowed by that performance when I first saw it, but I am happy to say I have educated myself a bit more since then. I don't know why, I was just, you know, like everybody else, just blinded by the feel of the atmosphere there and the music and everything else. And without seeing that the horse had a bit of a working trot back end, and was totally hollow in her back, and was hyperflexed, and was opening her mouth in discomfort a lot, swishing her tail the whole time, and entirely on her forehand, or well, with her weight in the wrong place, yes. So anyway, that's that. Now I do have something else to show you, because if I go back here, was it this? Oh yeah, so this, so I'm going to just play this bit quickly after the advert. We'll just skip it. Here we go. So this is the difference. Let's put this on big. Between a horse that is more on its, the grey horse, more on its hindquarters, more rounded through its back, and its top line is more relaxed with its nose slightly in front of the vertical, and it's sitting more, and the angle of its hind leg as it's come through creates more of a pair with the front leg. They're both sort of parallel. Whereas in the second picture, the front leg's doing this and the back leg's not doing very much, and there's very much hollow where the rider is sitting, you know, goes down from the withers into the hollow of a back, and then back up to the quarters, which are trailing out behind the horse. Yet we get blinded by it because it's spectacular with the legs, the front legs and the lift and the whatever, but there's no lift behind, it's all shoulder and knee lift. And the other little bit, I just want, where is it? Oh yeah, there we go. We'll just have a quick look at this.
10 steps on the spot. stiff in front and the rider makes the horse moving on the spot. This is not piaffe. A piaffe is developed from behind.
This is piaffe.
Over a supple
Look
back.
how low the horse's hindquarters are. Look how his nose is in front of the vertical. Look how his neck is not like this. Look how his hind legs are so far underneath his body compared to the previous horse.
And the horse is on the hind leg.
And he's so light in front because of it.
Doing some stiff movements on the spot.
And look how laboured this horse on the right looks with his head bobbing up and down like, get me off the floor, get me off the floor. Look how far its back legs are behind it. Look how hollow it is in its back behind the saddle here, instead of with the horse on the left being rounded behind the saddle. Look at the one with the relaxed tail here and the swishing tail over here. It's like...
But this is what we see in a very high percentage in our Grand Prix. And there you can see...
We're rewarding these people and these horses who are being ridden like this on the right here. And if we carry on rewarding this, then it's going to carry on. It's never going to stop. This other horse... I mean, anyway, I rest my case. We need to talk about this. We need to become aware of what's right and what's not right, and what's correct, and what is sustainable for the horse. And yeah, I just keep looking at these two compared to each other, and
you see spectacular. There's nothing to...
Yeah. Anyway, that is, just bear with me, that is probably it for this video. I mean, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know, were you wowed by Matine's performance to start with, and maybe you've learned a bit about it since then. I mean, yeah, I think we need to, like my channel is called, Be Thinking Riders. We need to think about how to work with the horse. We need to think about how to enable it to be a pleasant experience for the horse. There's no reason that these movements can't be done, as the grey horse there on the left showed, that these movements can be done. They can be done correctly. They can be done with lightness. They can be done with pleasure and teamwork and harmony for the horse and rider, with longer term, slower training and building up the horse, and not forcing it into this ridiculously hyper-flexed outline that doesn't even look nice and that causes all sorts of problems for the horse in later life. So we do need to become better educated, better informed, and therefore not be party to it anymore. It's the same as the big lick horses, you know, the Tennessee walking horses that produce this crazy gait, but it's done by methods that are really unsavory, you know, like soring the horse and putting their heavy shoes on and putting things around their ankles, you know, their fetlocks and whatever, to produce this entirely unnatural gait. And these horses end up broken down with back ends that don't work and their hind legs crippled, all to produce something for the rider. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to answer a phone call. Well, I think that is it for this video anyway. Please remember to like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.
Baby,